So, hey, what's up guys, it's Insane Game Freak here. So, Hurricane Michael is coming through Georgia, and I am in the pathway. So, there's a high chance that the power is going to go out, which means I won't be able to upload anything. So, this video is kind of a speed rush review, no editing whatsoever. You're going to see me cut on and cut off the camera, no intro, none of that. You probably also hear some fans going on in the background. That is my ACs, which I will not cut off because more than likely when the power goes off, it's going to be hot as shit. So I'm trying to get it like super fucking cold now. I turned off the main fan because that is a little too loud. But everything else has to stay on. So if you hear background noise, I apologize. Anywho, hopefully things will be fine, but more likely the power is going to be out. So I'm going to try to get this out so you guys have something to watch for me because I didn't get to post everything. And I'm not going to be able to finish the skit in time before the power more likely goes out and before the rain hits really heavy tonight. Like, I'll wake up tomorrow and I'm pretty sure we won't have any power. But we'll see what happens. Anywho, it's not the fucking point. Let's talk about Golda, Torna, Country, Kong 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 DLC, Torna the Golden Country. So, for those who don't know, and you probably already know, it's essentially the prequel to Xenoblade 2, kind of detailing the events or the first Malos attack that would pretty much trigger events that would lead into the base game of Xenoblade 2. Story-wise, there's not a lot to say, and I will say, and I will agree with what a lot of people were saying, it is a story that no matter if you're new to Xenoblade or if you've already played the games, will get you either way. I'm going to tell you right now, that ending fucked me up. And it shouldn't have because I knew it was coming, but when you realize the scope of it, and you watch it, and you see it with your own eyes after experiencing the bond and friendship of these characters built up throughout the game, which is like a 12 to 20 hour game. I don't see how you could get 40 hours of it. Some people were saying 4. I think Nintendo of Europe or America was talking about, oh, it's like a 40-hour game. Like, there ain't no way in hell. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it. I just don't think it's believable. I think you could literally bust this out. I guess if you were being completionist, it'd be like 40 hours. But if you're just playing the game just to do the story, it'll take you like somewhere between 12 to 20. Which, granted, for a $30 DLC, considering this is the last bit of it, is still great. Like, don't get it twisted. No matter what anyone tells you from this point, the DLC is fucking worth it. $30 just for this was worth it. Plus all the other shit you get. You get so much fucking stuff. It's insane. So if anyone, just to get that out of the way, it is 100% worth the $30. And I was the guy that was very, I don't fucking need that. Bruh, so fucking good. On top of some of the free shit they added for everybody, like Telos being one of the free blades you get. This shit, Alright, I'm gonna stop. This is me geeking out. The point is, let's just get it out of the way. Anyways, so just to kind of give some expectations, it is a shorter story and adventure. It makes me mad though. There's a bunch of like new mechanics, but there are, I guess there's not a bunch of new mechanics, but there's a bunch of changes and shit to how the game works. It almost makes people want to be like, can we have a mode for this for the second game? Like it's different enough to where people are like, I wouldn't mind playing a game that was this. That's how good this shit was and how much shit they changed at the core of it. Where people are like, whoa, and then people are like, oh man, this is fuck. Can we have the next Xenoblade game now? That's literally how you'll feel after you play the game. It's like, man, especially if you've already played 2 to death, because I have like over 400 hours in 2. And then to play this, and I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I probably could go for the sequel right about now. But just to explain some of the differences. Okay, so first things first, you don't have more than 2 blades on your character. So your main characters are Laura, Hugo, and Adam, with your blades in question being Jen and Hayes, Bridget and Aegeon, and Minoth and Mithra. And that's it. There is no extra blades you can get. There is no core crystal farm, and you ain't got to do none of that. That's not important. So that's one aspect. They also changed the battle system to where now, even though for the most part it's almost completely the same, but there is one difference, and that is the blade switching, where you can switch who you're playing with in the party. So it's not like you're stuck to playing just the drivers being Laura, Adam, and Hugo. You can also play with Bridget, or Gion, or Minnow, or Mithra, or Jin, or Hayes. You can play with any of those, and they all have their arts and things that they gain. And it's a weird experience, I will say that. If you're someone who's played the shit out of Xenoblade 2, it's a weird experience going from 2 to this, because you're essentially starting back over from 1, and there are certain things you don't have advantage of anymore. For example, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong, because I do not remember, it's been a while since I played Xenoblade 2 from fresh. Apparently in Torna, you don't get the ability to cancel your arts into each other until you unlock the ability. Like, you have to unlock it and use your skill, your not weapon, but yeah, your skill points to unlock it in the tree. Whereas, like, I don't remember that being the case in 2. I think in 2 you could just default cancel your moves into each other. Here it's like a skill you have to unlock. I don't know if that was always a thing or if I'm just don't remember properly. I just thought that was weird. The cool thing about the constant switching from blade to driver thing, and I do like the fact that the game goes into the like story reason of why do drivers, because like in the main game, every time you use the blade, common or rare, you usually took their weapon. Like Rex would use a lance if he was using practice. Zeke would use the gun cannon if he was using Herald. Or Nia would use twin rings using Drillmark. Or the lance if she was using Wolfric. And I was like, and most of us don't pay that shit any attention. Well, this game actually explains why that's a thing. It's kind of based in this combat almost. The cool thing is though, is that since you don't, the only healer character you have from jump is like Hayes. Hayes is it. Hayes is the end all be all. So if you're not using Hayes to heal, you were up shit creek without a paddle. But the cool thing is that it kind of does like your, there's a few, son of a bitch, knew it was going to happen. Knew somebody was going to message me. I had to deal with it. It's fine. It's cool, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. As I said, I can't edit the video. Anywho, we're gonna power through it. I should have muted my phone. These are things it's those things that you always hate. Oh, I know who it is too. It's these things you always hate, and it always comes up. And you don't always consistently remember. Sometimes you remember, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you don't remember, and it bites you in the ass. Ta-da! Hopefully that's it. God, I hope that's it. The cool thing is that you have like this red HP. So pretty much you have the damage you've already taken, which is your green bar, and then you have this red, which is the recoverable HP. So if you're able to do a switch into your blade before that bar goes down, you get that HP back. You get to wherever that red HP bar is at, and then boom, you've recovered health. That's a cool ass fucking system. Also, the gameplay is just much faster because setting up orbs, it works differently. Like, you don't have to always go through a 3-blade combo tree to get, like, 1 orb. Now it's like you can get 3 orbs on one thing. So, like, fire, light. You'll get fire and light on that. Or, I'm trying to think of a better one. What is it? Electric, fire, wind? I think it's like electric, fire, wind. You would get all 3 on that one. So that's 3 fucking orbs on one go-around. And then you can go boom right into a party attack and do some stupid amount of damage. So the gameplay is insanely fast. On top of that, every time you switch in and out, you fucking, each character has a status effect. So like Laura is break. No, I'm wrong. Jin is topple, Laura is launch, and I think Hayes is smash, for example. So if I topple the enemy, and then, like, Adam has launch on his. So Mithra were to switch into Adam. No, not switch into Adam. Well, Adam has a launch art, too. But, like, essentially, I don't know who has a launch off jump. Alright, here's a better one. You start with Bridget, you break, you switch to Jin. Boom, that's a topple. Then you use launch for Adam. And then you switch out to Mithra, whose switch art is a fucking smash. The game moves insanely quicker. It's such a faster-paced game. And the battles don't even last as long. Also, I think this has something to do with the fact that you gain XP really fucking quickly in this game. Particularly because of how short it is. Like, I was at like level 50 something by the time I beat the main story of the game. you wouldn't think you'd be that far considering the game's only like 20 hours, 12 to 20 hours long just for the main fucking story. But that's because the game is very fast paced. Also, you're only traveling on 2 Titans, so that's part of it. Although I would say it's weird because Gormott isn't the same, so it's not as fleshed out as you would think. Although you can't tell it's that less fleshed out. Like, it doesn't feel insanely fleshed out, but if you played the shit out of Xenoblade 2, you can tell that Gormott isn't. There are some key differences in the way the structure worked. And that's particularly because I think Torna was the focus. That's why Torna has, like, I think 3 main sections. The starting area, this middle area, and then, like, the Kingdom of Torna and some other nooks and crannies. And it has that same dense level design that Xenoblade 2 has, where you could be in this huge area, but there's a lot of small places you can go that you just have to be creative about how you get there. It's cool shit. It's great. Fucking love Torna as an area. Battle system, fast paced, it's cool. Story, fucked me up emotionally, man. It trips me out, and you know what makes it worse is the Torna. The story is a little disappointing only because there's more you want to see from it. And I'll say this: I am genuinely surprised how that bitch ended, because when you know the general gist of the situation, but you don't know the specifics, and you start seeing the specifics, you're like, oh damn! I almost want to geek out about the story alone. That's a bunch of spoiler shit, and there's a video I want to do about Mithra specifically that'll get into a lot of that. That's why I'm not going to address it here. It's just a good fucking time, yo. It's a good fucking time, and it's an easy way to introduce you into Xenoblade. I don't think it's the fairest, because a lot of the things that people don't like about Xenoblade 2 are fixed in this game, and if you go from this game to that, to Xenoblade 2, it's almost like an immediate drop-off. For example, field skills. Field skills are a bitch in Xenoblade 2 because you can switch out so many different blades. But when you have a confined number of blades, that means all your field skills have to belong to one of the 6 blades you're using. Meaning, you never have to do that shit where you have to go into your party, switch to the right 1 or 2 blades, come back out, do the field skill. It's not as convoluted because it's a short game and because you're only going to have those 6 blades. So it's so much more streamlined, but as a result, you also get a shorter, more compact game. And as much as I have issues with Xenoblade 2 in certain areas, fucking love that game to death. That game is probably on my top 5 RPGs of all time. Fucking love that game. And even though it has the extra shit, the drawback is that some of the shit becomes more tedious, but the pros is that there's just so much shit to do, and I love it. And Torna is just kind of a mini bite-sized package of that. Still enjoyable, still fun, still a lot I can get from it. But if you're someone who doesn't have the time or patience to put up with a 100-hour adventure or like a 60, 70-hour adventure, try Torna. Torna, I think, is really newcomer friendly. Also, I didn't even fucking talk about the goddamn campsites and shit, where you could have chats with your party members, and each of your party members can make shit. Oh my god, the fact that you can get stat bonuses from that menu, because I think it's Hugo and Adam can both do key items that can either increase your running speed or jumping speed or rare items or trust bonding and shit like that. You can get all those just by finding the necessary ingredients to unlock the keys. Boom, you have the upgrade on top of the cooking and the shopping. All that shit's awesome. Oh, it's so good. It's not in the main game. Particularly, this is fair because there aren't that really many shops in Torna to begin with, so it makes sense why a lot of the extra shit is right here. It's so centralized and focused. I feel like Torna is literally like I would say Xenoblade 2 base is like the full course meal, and I would say Torna the Golden Country is like the fucking roast, in the sense that the full course meal, there are some things you may like or dislike about the full course meal, but the roast is always on motherfucking point. And it almost feels like Torna is the roast that has all the great centralized elements of Xenoblade 2 in one game, in one focus, smacked together with some, some little more seasoning, some pepper, whatever the fuck, some butter, whatever, and boom, there it is. You only get to eat that, but god damn it, it's good. There's no question about it. And that's how I feel about Torna. Torna is like this really centralized pot of good shit versus the full course meal that is Xenoblade 2. Xenoblade 2 has a lot more to it and a lot more variety in that sense. But god damn it, you can't doubt the power of the tasty ass roast. Because this shit will always be good. There might be things about that full course meal that turn you off from it completely and you don't feel like eating shit. But this roast is always good. So it's fucking great. It's great. It's good. I'm almost so tempted to go buy a physical copy of it. And I don't even fucking need it. So fucking good. And then to hear that the game is sold so well and the West kind of blew their expectations. God, I can't wait for the next project. It trips me out. I went from being very indifferent to the first game because I didn't even finish it. I've only played like the first maybe 5-10 hours of it. I went from that to X, which I really fucking enjoyed, to 2, which I really fucking enjoyed. Oh, side note, one last thing I wanted to mention because I almost forgot. They fixed the side quests. The side quests, now to be fair, the community thing and the side quest stuff is still kind of a pain in the ass because of how they railroad you towards the end of Torna and it feels like padding. But because they took from X, who I think had the best side quests, and had the side quests tie in with characters and have them have different stories and have that shit tie in, and you'll come back to them in different quests and shit. And it's almost like an arc for each of the side characters. It's great. You get some cool character dialogue moments with the main party. That's the kind of shit I needed. That's part of the reason why people love Blade Quest, because Blade Quests were literally just that. Character building side quests. Everything else was a bunch of bullshit and some fetch quests. There are a few standouts, but for the most part, Xenoblade 2 had a lot of fucking go get this, go get that, go get this, go get that, go kill this, go kill that. Kill it all. Get it all. Bring it to me. Come back. Bring it to me. Bring it back. Bring it. It's good shit. I don't like the way they railroad you, but good shit with the side quests. They've at least improved the quality of the side quests. And I think it's because it was more focused. That focused pot of that beautiful fucking roast. Alright, sorry. Anyways. I think that's it. That is completely it. I'm done. I will talk about some Mithra stuff in Torna's story later. But I need to upload this before the power goes out. And you can't watch a video for a few days because I don't know how long the power is going to be out because of Hurricane Michael. Anywho, stay safe for those who are in the same area as Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, that kind of stuff. If not, have a good day and good night. Hope you enjoyed the video. Nice gameplay to win. Excuse the little random choppy and ghetto-ness of this all. But, most importantly, go buy Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Then go buy Torna the Golden Country. And go have fun with your games. Life's a game, play to win, and I will catch you guys later. Peace. Oh, shit. Did you see Mithra get roasted? Oh, damn, dog.